Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm October London, and I am the BET Amplified Artist of the Month. Come hang out with me. Come on. Music that I listened to growing up and what it sounded like was, the sounds obviously of Marvin Gaye, the sounds of Teddy Pendergrass, Ronald Isley, that was consistently playing, whether it was getting in the car with my mom and being in that back seat or just being in the house. I remember, Thanksgivings, smelling the bread. That's what I'm thinking about now, like smelling the bread that's being made, in the morning, smelling the eggs being cooked by my grandmother or the cream of wheat made by my mom and dad, and just music being played in the background. Just thinking about that now actually is I've never really thought about that until now, until that question was asked. That's crazy. Journey into music started listening to music, was always around family that did music and all that kind of good stuff, and then it trickled down to being around my friends in 2004, which was, making beats on Fruity Loops, and then, finding out that I had a little bit of a voice that I could sing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can sing. Girls were loving it, so I was like, maybe I got a little sauce. And as I got older, I started to realize, like, I don't know how to navigate through music. I don't know how to navigate making the money and doing all that kind of stuff. I didn't know how to do any of that. So, I would bounce back and forth, going to LA, hanging out with, some celebs, but, going back and forth between LA and trying to do that and then going home, I end up, meeting my son's mother, and we had a beautiful kid, and at that point I was like, forget this music stuff, man. I don't know how to navigate through it. I don't know how to make money through it. Yeah, I'm seeing all these celebs making all these millions of dollars and all this kind of stuff. I was just like, nah, I don't know how to do this. So, let me just start truck driving school. But I still always had that passion for music. And that passion for music would haunt me every night. Like, nah, man, you need to be doing this music. And then a week before I would graduate truck driving school, I met Jazzy Faye. And I met Jazzy Faye through a friend of mine. And I sent Jazzy Faye a bunch of music. And I sent him like stuff like for T.I., for, anybody you can name in Atlanta, just anybody you can name, 2 Chainz. I just sent stuff. And he was like, oh, these are dope. But one song stuck out. So I made this song called Colorblind, which I sent to Jazzy, and I didn't know that Jazzy Faye was on his way to go link with Snoop, and whether he was working on a Snoop album or he's working on Snoop's daughter's album, he played Colorblind. And Snoop was like, who is this dude? Like, where is he at? He's in Atlanta? He's like, no, he's in Indiana. And Snoop's like, Indiana? Right before Super Bowl, Jazzy calls me. I'm at my parents' house. And he calls me, hey, Jazzy, what's up? He's like, hey, man, remember I told you, week back or a couple weeks back, I was going to link you up with somebody that was huge in the industry and call him Huggy Bear. And I was like, who the hell is Huggy Bear? He hands the phone over, and all I hear is, hey, what's up, homie? It's Snoop Dogg. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yeah, right. This isn't Snoop Dogg on the phone. You can tell how old I am because I do this instead of like this. But he was like, yeah, man, it's the big homie Snoop Dogg, man. I love your music, man. I'm a fan of yours. I'm like, I'm a fan of yours. You're Snoop Dogg. I ain't nobody. I'm just a South Bend kid. And he was like, no, I want to fly you out. Me and Jazzy are going to talk tonight about it. And he flew me out. He flew me out March 16, 2016. And me and Snoop have been pretty much inseparable since, as far as music-wise, and just making music and doing what we do and vibing and all that. Snoop always has music playing throughout the compound, the studio. And this day, he just happened to be playing Marvin. What's Going On comes on, Just to Keep You Satisfied comes on. I'm just like, okay, this must be a Marvin day. I'm not paying attention. I'm like, maybe it's Marvin's birthday. I don't know. I'm just not paying attention. And I go in the studio and I start recording for Back to Your Place. Back, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, ooh. As soon as I go, ooh, that, ooh. Okay, I'm gonna record that. And I keep going. And that happens for about 7 days. The album's done. I am a multi-genre artist. This Marvin Gaye era, this rebirth of Marvin, the next album that I'm doing, this is not just me. I am every genre that you could possibly imagine. I want everyone to know that, period. If we're gonna use any footage from anything, I want everyone to know I'm a multi-genre artist. Rebirth of Marvin isn't just me. Technicolor is not just me. Country is not just me. I have done the research and I have worked very hard for the last 20 years to be the artist that I am today. And as of this year, in June, will be the 20th year that I've been actively doing music. And it's an honor to be sitting here on BET's stage to say that. So that's love.